A fantasy draft is the great equalizer in Madden franchise, except for when it's not. Because today, I'm going to be taking on the hardest fantasy draft challenge I've ever done, where I'm going to have to take one starter and one backup at each offensive position before I can take any defensive player. And I thought, what better team to use than a team that is known for having a really good offense, but they're never really known for their defense, in the Kansas City Chiefs. So we'll get into that in just a second, but super quick. Thank you all so much for 10,000 subscribers. That's insane to me to be able to say that. I will have a very special video for 10K coming out pretty soon, one that y'all have been asking for. But be sure to subscribe if you still want to be an OG of the channel. We are still growing very quick, and all I post are banger rebuilds, so if you like rebuilds, you're definitely in the right place. And I'll still do a special video for each 1,000 subscribers, so 11K, I'll do a special video for that. I just like doing special videos because they're fun. And we've been doing very well with all the like goals lately. Let's see if we can get to 1,500 likes on this video. We should easily be able to hit that as long as you listening right now like the video. I mean, if everyone that watched these liked the video, we would be at like 15,000 likes. And it really does help out a ton, so it's a free and super easy way to support the channel. And last thing, I promise, turn on notifications if you want to get notified whenever I upload, because my schedule is weird for the next month-ish. I've been busy lately. I'm gonna be busy for the next month, so uploads are gonna be all over the place, so if you want to catch them, turn on notifications. But that's enough plugging, and without further ado, let's get into this fantasy draft challenge. So we do have the 11th overall pick. Very good pick to start out. Unfortunately, one of the best young offensive players in the NFL goes a pick before us, to our division rival no less, as Justin Jefferson goes to the Broncos. I feel like the biggest challenge for me in this video is going to be remembering that I can't draft defense yet. Unfortunately, though, there isn't a great QB left, at least a young one. Tua is, like, good in real life. I would probably be comfortable taking him here. Well, I don't know because of his head injuries, but he is just not good in this game, so I might stay away from him. I'm going to do this because it makes people mad. Let's go with maybe the best receiver in the NFL in Tyreek Hill. Not a good person, really bad person actually, but really good football player, and that's what we're looking for here. Tyreek Hill is coming back to Kansas City. And by the way, I'm not going to show every single pick here. I think I'm just going to show the first 5, and then I'll get the rest of it figured out. But I kind of do want to build a nasty wide receiver duo. I was going to take DeAndre Hopkins, but I think CeeDee Lamb would be a better pick, almost as good of an overall already, and 7 years younger with the superstar dev. Let's go CeeDee Lamb with our second round pick. And in the third round, I'm going to give him a dev trait. Obviously, you just can't give them a dev trait when you create a rookie, which is so stupid. I've said that a million times, though. We're going to go with Bryce Young to be hopefully our QB of the future. I thought clearly the best quarterback in this class. People don't like his height. The knock for short QBs is they're not good over the middle of the field, but Bryce Young is actually good over the middle of the field. There are slight injury concerns, but no injuries here, so let's take Bryce Young with the ugly normal dev that we will fix pretty soon. And we definitely need a good running back because you need a good running back to do well in this game. And it's hard to find a running back that plays well unless they are already a good proven player in real life. So let's go with a heavily underrated one. I don't get all the Joe Mixon hate lately. I mean, I wouldn't call it hate, but he gets kind of left out of the like top running back conversation. I still clearly think he's very good. I have him at a 90 overall. Let's take him here. And for the last pick that I'm going to show, let's go with one of the best left tackles in the NFL, who I'm surprised is still available, in Laramie Tunsil. We're kind of going with character concern guys all throughout here on offense. I mean, Joe Mixon, Tyreek Hill, Laramie Tunsil I wouldn't really call character concern, just the gas mask thing, which was weird, but he's not like a bad person for that or anything. But obviously a very good player, and let's take him here. Now with that, like I said, I'm going to fill out this offense. I'll be a little more clear. We're going to go for 2 QBs, 2 running backs. I'm not going to worry about fullback. We're going to go 4 receivers, 2 tight ends, and then a full starting offensive line. And I think I'll do 3 starters, I guess. I could do all 5. Yeah, I mean, that's the challenge. I'll do all 5 of the offensive linemen. 5 starters and 5 backups, I should say, before we pick any defensive players. So with that, I'll make these picks, and y'all will see what the team looks like when then I'm done. It's gonna be interesting. Alright, well, here's a look at the team we drafted. Of course, a very, very good and well-rounded offense. But, I think this is really funny. I mean, I don't know what I expected, but 91 offense, 68 defense? That goes hard, low-key. Here's the defense. I might give... is there anyone I could give a dev trait? I like Leo Chenal a lot in real life, and I might give Siaki Ika a dev trait. I'll give some other teams in our division some dev traits too, just so I'm not, like, cheesing it too bad. I didn't mean to take Janoris Jenkins. I accidentally pressed X, and I think it's stupid that it'll just automatically draft a player if you press X, like, accidentally. I want a very young defense, clearly, and Janoris Jenkins at, like, 34 years old doesn't exactly fit that. Obviously, this isn't final. Like, I want to move, like, D'Angelo Malone down to defensive end, and I'll move some players around, but that's the defense pretty much. And then the offense is a complete different story for obvious reasons. I'm trying to remember who I did and didn't show. I don't think I showed Dallas Goedert. We took JSN. We took George Pickens. We got Kareem Hunt and Bijan Robinson, like the greatest running back group of all time, maybe. We have pretty much a starting offensive line as our backups, with Paris Johnson, Trey Smith, Connor Williams, Sam Cosmi, and Jawan Taylor. And this might be a viable strategy now that I think about it. Because say I didn't take, like, any depth here and just took Tyreek Hill, Joe Mixon, Bryce Young, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, the offensive line, and Dallas Goedert, and then I went over to the defense to just try and get some, like, really solid young players and then just develop the defense through, you know, development, the draft, and free agency. That could make a crazy team. Because imagine you get it to, like, an 86 overall defense, and then you have, like, a 91, maybe up to a 93 overall offense through development. That could be a lethal team. So I might try that sometime now that I think about it. But now with that out of the way, let's get into the actual rebuild portion of this video, the main portion of this video. I'll get the depth chart and all the roster figured out. I'll give some other teams dev traits just to make it fair. And with that, let's get to the mid-season point of year one, and let's see how the team is doing. This is gonna be a fun one. I'm low-key so excited for this. Okay, well, at the mid-season point of year one, we are only 3-4, which I guess is fair, but we somehow only have the 6th best offense in the NFL, despite having probably the best offensive playbook and clearly the best offensive overall. For some reason, it says we have an 81 defense there. It just glitches and puts the defense overall as the same overall as the team overall. It's actually a 69, which nice, but also not very nice. That's obviously terrible, but it should obviously get better as we go on. But we have some re-signings here, and I did check who was here, and it's kind of scary, we'll say that. The reason I say that is because Bryce Young already wants a contract, and he's not interested. But it might be a good thing because we can get his contract out of the way early before he develops anymore. So maybe it's a good thing, I don't know. But 7 years, we'll offer him 254 mil, which is a lot, obviously, but it's only like 36 mil per year, which isn't terrible. But for a quarterback that hasn't proven much, I don't feel great about it. But we'll offer him this contract, and he does accept. I feel like that's gonna bite us in the ass, but he normally does well in this game, so hopefully he can do well for us. Dallas Goedert, we want him back. We'll offer him 5 years, 70.5 mil. He takes it. And then for the most part, it's just backups here. I think like Malone's a starter and Williams is a starter, but like unless they do well. We could re-sign these guys. I guess Kyle Juszczyk will re-sign him. I guess we'll re-sign AJ Cole just so we don't have to worry about punter. Same with Daniel Carlson. So we got all them back. Only with 45 mil to work with now, even though we literally don't have a soul on defense. But with that, let's get to the end of year one, and hopefully we can end up doing pretty well. Okay, well, unfortunately, at the end of year one, we do finish 7-10. Not great. I was hoping we could do better. We were barely a top 10 offense, which is absurd considering we have a 92 overall offense with Andy Reid's offensive playbook. Like, that's disgusting that that can even happen in this game. But welcome to Madden. I guess it's fair that we didn't do well because, you know, our defense is so bad. But in an offensive league, we should at least, you know, have done a little better than we did. Considering our defense also has like some players on it. It's not like a practice squad level defense or anything. It's just all developmental guys. But either way, Bryce Young was pretty good as a rookie. 4,700 yards, 36 touchdowns, 15 14 picks. That's a good year for Madden. That would be a very, very good year for real life, but it's good for Madden. Joe Mixon, only 928 yards, but didn't get that many carries, 4.5 yards per carry, 15 touchdowns. Bijan was nowhere near as good as he normally is in this game, of course. George Pickens with 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Tyreek with 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Dallas Goedert was good. Also, someone in my comments was telling me, like, Noah Fant did super well because the Chiefs playbook really uses the tight end, which sometimes, yeah, that's the case, but not so much here, and not so much a lot of the times I've used it, but sometimes it does, I guess. Dallas Goedert was good here for sure. Tyreek did well. CeeDee Lamb didn't do a whole lot, though, but that's understandable. The blocking was good. Laramie Tunsil was very good. Rob Havenstein was not, though, but overall it was a solid group. Drew Sanders did very well, led the team in tackles with 125, 107 for Leo Chenal. Tackles for loss, 14 for D'Angelo Malone, 13 for Ika, 11 for Cam Sample. In sacks, not many, unsurprisingly. 5 for Cam Sample, 2.5 for Malone and Leo Chenal, and then that's about it. You would think with our defense someone would break out there, but apparently not. Whoa, okay, Joshua Williams led the team with 5 interceptions, and then that's about it. 1 for like 4 players, so he alone got more than the rest of the team combined. That's interesting. We definitely want to bring him back. Aaron Rodgers wins MVP here of the 11-6 Denver Broncos. Russ up there at number 2. Oh, that's a weird group. I feel like these teams are extra weird, like the teams these players ended up on. Oh, NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Marquise Brown. Interesting. AFC goes to Josh Jacobs on the Patriots. Oh, Jonathan Taylor on the Texans. Derrick Henry on the Jets. Adam Thielen doing very well on the Steelers, apparently. This is weird. This is even weirder than it normally is. No Chiefs up there despite us only picking offense. I love this game. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons on the Chargers. No Chiefs, unsurprisingly. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Tyler Algier. George Pickens at 2. Bryce Young all the way down at 6. I feel like QBs almost don't win this enough now, because like 36 touchdowns, 4,700 yards as a rookie isn't good for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, I know he had 15 picks, but like I think the rest of that outweighs it. But Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Kayvon Thibodeau, not a rookie anymore. Jalen Carter is the highest one up there on the Jets. Leo Chenal at number 4. Joshua Williams at 5. I'm surprised he got beat out, but fair enough. Drew Sanders at 6. Most of these guys aren't actually rookies, but it is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. But of course, no playoffs for us. I am kind of curious, who are like the teams in the playoffs? The Vikings and Lions both did very well at 14-3, so that division's very strong apparently. The Raiders are the best team in the AFC at 13-4. Of course, it would be a division rival. But nothing else for us to do here, so let's get into the offseason and let's hopefully work to upgrade this team, specifically the defense, because it needs it. But in the Super Bowl, the Saints take down the Raiders 20-17. Weird Super Bowl. Those aren't even two teams that have like good coaches, so I don't know how those two teams made the Super Bowl, but fair enough. Certified EA moment. Like, you would think the teams with like just the best coaches straight up would make the Super Bowl, like maybe Patriots, Steelers, Rams, Giants, Titans, whoever. But no, it's the Saints and the Raiders, two teams that are known for having not a very good coach right now. But for re-signings, it is mostly backups. However, I do want Joshua Williams back. He alone had more interceptions than the rest of our team. Will he repeat that? Absolutely not. But we'll offer him 5 years, 18 mil, and he doesn't take it. Okay, cool. The tag is 19 mil. Is it worth it? I guess we can re-sign him in free agency. How was D'Angelo Malone again? Was he the one who had 5 sacks? No, only 2.5. He had a good amount of tackles for loss, but if you're starting and getting 2.5 sacks, you're doing something wrong. But with that, nobody really to re-sign, so let's see if we can upgrade this team in free agency. God, I hope so. Ooh, no, we cannot. All right, cool. There's like nobody here. In fact, even though he was only a 71 overall, Joshua Williams is like one of the best players in free agency, or one of the best corners, I should say. Ooh, we can't even get a for sure lead on him. Who's this? Oh, Kyer Elam is here. We might have to sign him. I still almost want to go for our draft strategy where we just get a ton of young players just so they can be cheap but still potentially really good in the future. So we do get the lead for Williams now. So So I'll look for some players to sign. Hopefully we can get some good ones. We'll see. Okay, so these are the players we're gonna go for in free agency. It's gonna be Jaquan Brisker, Jonathan Grenard, because he's normally really good. Well, he's sometimes pretty good in this game. We'll see, though. Kyer Elam, because he's young, decent overall, at least for us. He'll be like one of the best players on our defense at a 73 overall. And then Joshua Williams, we obviously want back. Having to overpay him, but if he plays like last year, it's a massive underpay. So hopefully we can get all these players. I'm pretty sure we can get at least 3, but now that I say that, we're gonna get 1, and it's gonna be like Kyer Elam or something. But let's see if we can get any of these players right off the bat. They all sign, and like I expected, we get Grenard, Elam, and Williams. It's just we were tied with the Texans for Baker, and I figured he wouldn't want to go to like the worst defense ever. I don't necessarily blame him, although it would have been nice to get him. Grant Delpit also goes to the Broncos, and Quandre Diggs goes to the Packers, so there's nobody really left worth signing. So with that, let's get to the draft. Okay, well, I was hoping we would have a better pick than that. A better offense? What the hell am I talking about? We have the 13th overall pick. I need to sleep more apparently, but the Bengals have the number 1 pick. Let's get to our pick. Now, who do I want to take here? Let's definitely go with a QB. No, I actually don't know who I want to take though. I was thinking about Bob, last name De Carvalho. I don't know how to say that, but he actually doesn't look that good. He doesn't have very good block shed pursuit or injury, which I get gaslit as fuck from my comments. Like, I would get told like a million times, bro, you're bad at drafting. You can't take players with low injury or else they won't have a good dev trait. And now I'm getting told like, bro, you can't base dev trait off of injury rating. That's not how it works. I'm like, well, people were telling me, and from what I saw, taking a bunch of low injury players, like 90% of them had normal dev. So I'm believing that part. I'm believing that side of the gaslighting. You know what I mean? I hate that word, but it's a valid word in this instance. This guy also kind of looks like shit, but maybe a little better. Just doesn't have that good of strength for a goddamn power rusher. I mean, it's good, but like definitely seen a lot better in this game. I could take a corner, but like, do we really need corner anymore? I mean, yes, but like from the draft, I don't know, unless one of these two look crazy. This guy's really strong. That dude's almost as strong as that one D lineman. Ooh, and this guy's really fast. I think we're just gonna go with one of the D linemen out of desperation. Let's just go with Channing McBath. That's a stupid name, but he's 6'6", 279, 23 years old, out of Florida. Looks slightly better than the other guy, but also I can't really tell unless there's a trade down opportunity, because I'm not sold on anybody here. Are they all just next year first round picks? Most of them are. There's only one this year, really? All right, the Eagles down to number 17 for a 3 and a 6. That works, I guess. Is there another one now? We can trade out of the first. No thanks. Although that is actually a pretty good amount of value. Wait, that's borderline 2 first round picks from the Bengals. Ooh, rare, decent Madden trade down offer. It's trading down a lot, but there were similar players early second round to the players that are here right now. So let's take that offer from the Bengals, one of this team's biggest rivals, I guess. So now in the early second round, Channing McBath is still available. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but it is surely a sign. Let's take him. Normal dev, obviously, but could be a good overall. We'll see. I'm just desperate for any D lineman we can get. I'm desperate for the D. What can I say? Yo, Ben Childs looks pretty good. A zone coverage. Ooh, low injury player. Guess what his dev trait's gonna be? But only 21 years old, out of Notre Dame. I mean, he does look really good. It's either him or we go with like one of these corners, which Eddie Hyde also did look really good. What do we need more? Another linebacker or a corner? I would say Eddie Hyde's maybe more important to immediately potentially step in as our number 1 corner. So let's take him here. Of course, normal dev, but again, should be a good overall. I feel like there have been more like terrible injury players. I don't know why. I know I've said that a million times, but I feel like there are just more now. Or I'm just noticing it more now, but I feel like I am hitting a lot more normal devs. I think I might move this guy to safety. Nick Dunn looks pretty good in coverage, pretty fast, obviously. Elite speed, elite change of direction. Let's take Nick Dunn Dunn here, an outside linebacker from USC, only 22 years old. A little thick to play safety at 229, but I can like lower that. I'll like up his speed a tiny bit, lower his strength or tackle or something, keep him the same overall, but just make him a more realistic safety. I'll do that. Let's take Nick Dunn here. And he does have hidden dev, 89 speed, 88 excel, 76 strength. Should make a really good safety. And let's go with this really good nose tackle. Actually, this guy might just be crazy and not actually a nose tackle. Most of the time, the like later round defensive tackles are all like 380 pounds, but there will be a really good like nose tackle. That's actually something I like about this game, because you can find those kind of players in real life, like late round nose tackles that end up being really good. As much as I hate on this game, there are some weird things that they do put in the game that are actually realistic. But Keon James, not as strong as I was hoping for, but he is really fast for a defensive tackle. I don't know if he's going to be a great overall or not, honestly. He doesn't have great pursuit, but he does have really good finesse moves, good tackle, good block shed. Left-handed, just like me, for real, out of Georgia, only 21 years old. Let's take him. Really? Normal dev on a player like this? Was it the injury? No, it wasn't the injury. He's just mid. Well, he could be a good overall. We'll see. So with that, I'll simulate the rest of this draft out. Hopefully we got some good overall players. Okay, well, this was definitely an NFL draft. I will say that. The CPU borderline did better than me. Well, not really, but they did pick a couple good offensive players. I wish they were good defensive players, but Channing McBath is only a 74. Eddie Hyde is a 74. Nick Dunn went up to a 74 at safety. I raised his speed a little bit, dropped his strength and tackle to keep him at a 74. He was a 71 at linebacker, so he went up quite a bit. Should hopefully be a good safety for us. Keon James, the defensive tackle, will start actually. He's a 71 overall. And then Sean Branch, this running back the CPU took. I don't know what we're going to do with him. We already have 3 amazing running backs, but he looks good. He has really good speed. And then Brandon Williams will be our new number 2 tight end because we don't have Dalton Schultz anymore. Just looks like a well-rounded tight end. So definitely a actually pretty good draft, all things considered. Definitely upgraded this team. So with that, let's get into year number 2 of the rebuild, and hopefully we can make big jumps this year. Although it is year 2, so we're probably going to go 5-12. All right, well, here we are heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. The offense is obviously looking really good. Nothing changed here. The only thing I was considering was maybe getting rid of Rob Havenstein, but like, I also could trade like our backup players, because this isn't a realistic rebuild. Like, that could be some decent value. I might do that. We will see, though. I don't normally like doing stuff like that, though. It kind of makes it too easy sometimes, at least to get a good team, but I mean, I could. And then here's a look at the defense. Obviously, a lot of change here, a lot of rookies. We're gonna start Drew Sanders, obviously, over Malik Harrison. You know what? No, that's not Drew Sanders. Never mind. I have it listed right on the depth or the specialists section thing, whatever. Also, this Weatherspoon guy, this defensive tackle, has hidden dev, so we'll start him. And then this Smith guy, what's his name? Miles Smith, also has hidden dev, so the CPU did low-key better than me. That's not great, but it is what it is. So hopefully we can have a good year 2, although I'm not super confident that we can. So with that, let's get to the mid-season point of year 2, and hopefully we don't suck too bad, but we'll see. Oh god, I'm so stupid. Okay, you see this. We traded George Pickens and Kareem Hunt for a 1 and a 6. I forgot to press record, so I don't think I ever showed this. I don't know what I was doing, but we're only 1 and 6 at the mid-season point of year number 2. So we had some players to re-sign, so I just traded them away. The first trade was Corey Linsley, Bijan Robinson, and I think Sam Cosme for like a 1, a 4, and a 5 or something, because they all needed contracts. And then y'all saw that one, that was for a 1 and a 6, I think, for Kareem Hunt and George Pickens. We're obviously sellers here because, I mean, those are players we already have other options for on the team, and we're not doing well. So I would rather get cheaper and get more picks if we're gonna suck regardless than try to bring those players back. There's no way this team should be 1 and 6. I mean, I know we don't have a good defense, but like, our offense is maybe the greatest of all time, and our defense is like probably better than the Cardinals are in real life. The Cardinals defense, or like the Rams if you take away Aaron Donald or something. Like, it's a bad defense, but it's not like bad enough to take down probably the best offense of all time to 0 wins. Like, that's just stupid. But what do I expect from this game? But with that, now now that we have some picks, let's get to the end of year number 2, and hopefully we somehow magically make the playoffs or suck so bad that we get the number 1 overall pick. We'll see. Okay, well, at the end of year 2, we once again finished 7-10. I guess that's just gonna be our record every single year. We did have a good offense. It should have been number 1, especially considering, like, our defense sucks, so offenses would be scoring on us quicker, and then we would get the ball back to put up even more points. But again, I guess Madden just hates realism. We'll check out the season stats super quick though, but holy shit. Okay, Bryce Young had 52 passing touchdowns, 5,500 yards, still 19 picks, but good lord. Okay, Joe Mixon with 1,200 yards, 4.8 per carry, 15 touchdowns. We had 3 1,000-yard receivers: CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Dallas Goedert, JSN about 950 yards too. So the offense looked really good this year. Rob Havenstein, not great once again, but the rest of the line was very good, especially Laramie Tunsil. And then on defense, Drew Sanders led the team in tackles with 128. Tackles for loss, 17 for Channing McBath as a rookie, 14 for Siaki Ika, and sacks, 7.5 for Jonathan Grenard. That was definitely a good signing. 7 for Channing McBath. Not much outside of that though. Weatherspoon with 2.5 as a rookie, but it doesn't look like he played that much. Well, 800 snaps, that's definitely good. So he wasn't great. And then interceptions, not many. 1 for quite a few different players. It looks like 6 total. That's not gonna get it done. That's not great. MVP goes to Deshaun Watson. Bryce Young down at 3. What did Deshaun Watson do? I know what he did in real life, but what did he do here? Was he really better? I don't think so. He had 300 more passing yards, like, sure, but Bryce Young had 5 more touchdowns. I guess Young had 3 more picks, but he also had a 5-point higher completion percentage, so, and a 10-point higher passer rating. So, I don't know. He also had only 300 less yards in almost 100 less attempts. I feel like Bryce Young got robbed there, but fair enough. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Justin Jefferson, of course, again. Maybe Watson had rushing yards because he was up here for Offensive Player of the Year. That's probably what happened, I guess. Aaron Donald wins Defensive Player of the Year. No Chiefs, obviously. Alfonso Bowman of the Steelers wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Brandon Williams, a backup tight end, at number 5. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Channing McBath. So we'll take that. Eddie Hyde at number 5, and then no other Chiefs. So I definitely think we're going to have our work cut out for us this offseason, but I'm glad we could win at least an award. Wish it could have been MVP too, but top 3 is good, I guess, even though it doesn't count for anything. Hopefully, though, with having like over 5,500 passing yards and over 50 touchdowns, hopefully Bryce Young will go up to Superstar Dev or Superstar X Factor. I also did accidentally reveal to myself what Nick Dunn's dev trait is. It's only star. I did that when I was changing him from a linebacker to a safety, but who cares? He was gonna start anyway. But with that, let's get into the offseason and let's finally try to make this a well-rounded and very good team. Okay, well, in the Super Bowl, the Bengals take down the Vikings 42-21. The Vikings literally get their score doubled on them in the Super Bowl. Not great. Did the Bengals win the Super Bowl last year? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they were in it. I'm recording this like a day later than I would have recorded that part, so I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure they were at least in there. But either way, definitely an interesting Super Bowl. But for re-signings, is there anyone here who like randomly got a dev trade or anything? If they did, then I might re-sign them, but like it's pretty much all backups. It is all backups except for, I guess, Channing Tindall technically, and he's not expensive. I guess we can, okay, never mind, go fuck yourself. All right, fair enough. But yeah, everybody else here is a backup, so we're just gonna let them go, and we're gonna spend that money on something more important. So let's see what we can do in free agency. Oh, actually, I do want to check first. Did we have any retirements or dev ups? It does not look like it. Okay. I'm really surprised Bryce Young didn't go up to X Factor. That's kind of stupid. And then on defense, McBath obviously went up to Superstar. Weatherspoon only had stars, so that's fine, I guess. But really, no dev ups at all except for McBath, which was an obvious one. I mean, it was guaranteed. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's kind of lame. But in free agency, there's one really good player that we need to go for. We're gonna go very player friendly. Obviously an actual Chief in real life. Oh, there's so many other teams interested in him though. Oh god, I don't think we're gonna be able to get him, but we might as well try. We're just gonna spend all of our money, which I guess is less than I thought it would be, because just from offering 2 players contracts, we're already almost out. But really though, there aren't that many like amazing players here. I mean, well, there are a few really good ones, but like about here sure there's a really big drop off. I'm half tempted to go for like Garrett Bowles just because Rob Havenstein's been bad, but well, Garrett Bowles, that's not bad. But there are other teams interested and we can't afford him to begin with. Never mind. So I'll look through and see if there's anyone else we can get, but DJ Reed and Chris Jones might be the only two we go for. We'll see. Okay, here we're going to be trading Rob Havenstein to the Bengals for a 2 and a 3. He's been like the weak link of our offense. I think I'm going to make another trade for a better right tackle because we have a lot of picks this year, and I don't really know what we're going to do with all of them. Clearly, we need to fill out the defense, but we're likely going to have some leftovers, so maybe it would be smarter to trade for a defensive player, but y'all know me, I'm not exactly the sharpest, we'll say that. Okay, here we're going to trade a second-round pick for Braden Smith from the Saints. I went through and checked which right tackles allowed the least amount of sacks, and I made sure they were a like heavier passing offense, because obviously you're not going to allow as many sacks if you're on a running team, but Braden Smith looked like one of the best. I'm sure he's going to be absolutely horrid for us, but he did well for the Saints, so hopefully it stays the same. Yo, Andre Dillard was low-key kind of a monster too. I mean, we already got a lineman, but still. Love to see that as a Washington State fan, low-key. Okay, so these are the 3 players we're going to go for in free agency. Obviously, Chris Jones, the best defensive tackle in the NFL, not named Aaron Donald, obviously. Could surpass him this year in real life, we'll see, but we're going to bring him back to the Chiefs here. DJ Reed, one of my favorite players in the NFL. I say this every time I see him. I was so mad when the Seahawks let him go, and the Jets immediately proved me right because he was very good there this last year. One of the few players I've actually like intentionally bought a autographed card of. Him, Thomas Rawls, my favorite player ever. Rashad Penny, he's probably going to be a monster this year for the Eagles. Devontae Freeman and Dree Archer, don't ask why. Well, I got it because he was like a Madden Ultimate Team legend. But yeah, DJ Reed, one of my favorite players ever. Hopefully we can get him. And then Andre Sisco, because we don't really have the best safeties right now. I mean, we have that one linebacker we moved to safety, but I think we have Brian Cook on the other side, and he hasn't been like exceptionally exceptional, so we're going to try to bring in Andre Sisco. But with that, let's see if we can sign any of these players. The big one is Chris Jones, obviously. If we don't get him, we're kind of screwed, but I did all I could. I went very player friendly. He is already very interested for obvious reasons, so I hope to God that we can get these 3 players, at least Chris Jones. They all sign. I'm going to be so depressed when I switch over. I already know. I know. No, okay. Thankfully, we get all 3 of them. That's actually kind of crazy. I thought there was no chance, but we get Chris Jones, we get DJ Reed, and we get Andre Sisco. This defense is probably actually good now. Probably a 79, I would guess? 80, okay. That was close. So really, I mean, we'll have probably done at strong safety. That would make a little more sense. And we might look for a pass rusher in the draft, but Grenard was good last year. McBath was good. They were both, I mean, neither of them were amazing, but they were both solid. We probably need another linebacker, maybe another corner if we can find like a really good one, but I don't know how much we're going to upgrade in this draft, so we're already looking pretty good. Okay, so the draft picks we got ended up being very, very good. We have 3 top 6 picks in the draft. The Giants have the number 1 pick, but we pick at number 3, and we should hopefully be able to get a good player here. I'm like infamously bad for not being able to take good players early, or that's not really English. I'm bad at taking players early is what I'm trying to say. But to be fair, none of these guys look great. I'll say that. I can't tell if this receiver is good or not. I mean, we don't need a receiver anyways, but like, I don't know. I can't tell. Just because we have so many high picks, I might be a little risky here. Do we take Jamal Harris? I mean, we don't need a defensive tackle anymore anyways. And guess what? Low injury player. I don't trust it. But to be fair, who else would we take here? I wouldn't want to take Peter Bradley or anyone yet. Chad Austin looks pretty good, although low injury, but he's intriguing for sure. Low injury. Again, why are all these players low injury, bruh? Like, what did I do to deserve this? All the players up here are busts. Let's just, should I just go with Jamal Harris? But he's not gonna play. He's not even gonna play. I'm not gonna take him. Let's go with a player that might actually have a chance to play. This could also really bite me in the ass, but A finesse moves, A awareness. He doesn't look great though. His tackle isn't all that good, but he is fast, especially for a pass rusher, and he's at least guaranteed a first round talent. Like, at the very worst, he'll be like a 75 normal or something, and that's probably exactly what he's gonna be. So let's take him. He does have hidden, thankfully, because guess what? Doesn't have a terrible injury rating. It's a B. I'm like obsessed with players' injury injury rating now. I don't know why, but it seriously does seem to have an effect. But Peter Bradley, only 21 years old out of Stanford, that feels like a pretty good pick. And now, just like 2 picks later, we have another pick. I definitely want to add another corner, like I was saying. Who's a really fast one? This guy's pretty quick. All these corners are like in the 4.4-ish range. Oh, this guy's slower. Mac Jones. Oh God. I mean, the real Mac Jones is underrated, but I don't want to think about him at corner. That wouldn't be great. We could just go Jamal Harris here, just because there's like not much else we really need to take here. Well, actually, I don't know if I would say that, because we still do need a linebacker for sure and a corner, and I don't think any of these good ones will be here with the 32nd pick, so I might quote-unquote reach, even though I think these could be good players. The first one I go with might be Sean Portis. Low injury though. The best one low-key looks like Bryce Weber. Good zone, good press, solid man, solid play rec, potentially really good awareness, not terrible injury as far as I can tell, decently fast. He's like tied for like the fastest one in this range. Let's take him. Bryce Weber out of Toledo. The colleges are always weird. They need to like refine it and make colleges more realistic, because I guarantee the top QBs here are like, yeah, New Mexico. Like down here that makes sense, but like for the first rounders, it's never like Wisconsin or like Alabama or LSU or something. It's always like Fayetteville State or something. Actually, wait, did I look at Larry Ellis? Oh yeah, he was the slow one, right? Yeah. I mean, he's the most technically refined, it looks like, but also slow. And actually, I don't know what his zone coverage is. His zone coverage might be bad. Either way, I almost took the wrong guy. Let's go with Bryce Weber out of Toledo. Of course, he has normal dev, but could be a good overall. We'll see. We might go with another corner, though, just because he does have normal. Is it worth taking a linebacker here? I might trade this down just to get a little extra value. I mean, like, none of these are giving us picks this year. I think I'm gonna take this from the Raiders, a 1 and a 3 next year, and then I think we'll trade those away. So we're trading down to 17. That's not like phenomenal value, but it's pretty good for sure. And now let's take a linebacker. Which one of these two looks the best? Aaron McLeod. Ooh, he looks nice for sure. Low pursuit though. There is also this first round projected linebacker down here. Oh god damn. His coverage is going to be terrible, but he looks like a crazy run defender. And then Jeremy Allen is the other middle linebacker. Also very good athletically. This is a tough decision. Let's take Aaron McLeod, because I don't know what Lionel Mills would go to if we moved him to middle linebacker. He might drop. So let's go Aaron McLeod. And he does have hidden dev, 87 speed, 89 excel. Looks like a good player. And now here with our last first round pick. Should we try again at corner? Are there any good ones? Ooh, Milstead looks really good. Jaden Milstead. And then outside of him, Braden Anthony could be pretty good, but he's later. Okay, I think I am just gonna take Milstead here, the corner, and I think I'm gonna trade back into the like early second round after I take him. Obviously really good combine, good ratings too. Probably just gonna have normal dev, but could be a good overall. We'll see. Okay, no, all I gotta do is be pessimistic and then we'll get good players. That's the strat apparently. 93 speed, 94 excel, 94 change of direction, obviously hidden dev. Milstead looks really good. He might be better than the other corner we took. I don't know. How hard would it be to get this? Oh, not very. Okay, we're trading our first that we got from the trade down we did to the Giants straight up for this pick. That could end up biting us in the ass, but this is the last year anyways, so it doesn't matter if it ends up being a good pick. So now let's take the one linebacker that I thought looked really good in Lionel Mills. Obviously a straight up first round talent, fully scouted, good combine, really good ratings, probably like 59 zone coverage, 54 man coverage, but who cares? Let's take Lionel Mills out of UCLA. And he obviously has hidden dev, 87 speed, 89 excel. I think we did really well in this draft. I like the picks we got a lot. Okay, we low-key had a monster draft. I actually do want to move Bradley down to defensive end. I want to see what his overall is going to be there. He is he stays at a 75. Okay, that's underwhelming, but I guess he doesn't go down, so that's a good thing. Bryce Weber's a 75. McLeod, the linebacker's a 74. I think Jaden Milstead is the highest overall player that we got at a 77 overall. So I wish I just took him with the 5th overall pick and didn't have to take Weber and got got somebody else, but to be fair, I don't know who else we would have gotten. I got pretty much everyone that I wanted, so that's always a good thing. Lionel Mills is a 75. D'Angelo Woodbury, the safety, is a 74. Didn't have a dev trait, but still a good player. I actually took almost every pick in this draft. Some of these weren't great down here. Sharp was the last pick I took. Travis Witt is the only player I didn't take. I got completely baited by Hayward. He had like A zone coverage, A tackle, which is rare, but he still sucks ass, so I don't know what to do about that. That's just an L, I guess. What is Lionel Mills' coverage? I actually want to see. Did I get it spot on? No, okay, his man coverage is lower than I thought it would be. I guess 59 zone, 54 man or something. He only has 48 man. That is terrible. That's why I hate the new like rating system for drafts, because there was like a B and a C or something, and it ends up being 59 and 44 or 48. That should realistically be like D and F or like F and F, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. But overall, he's a very good player. I won't complain about that. This center's good too. This receiver, Aaron Wilcox, is really good. Not very fast, but very good other than that. And then these later picks, I didn't really get much. I actually want to see who are the best players in the class. Did we get one of them? Okay, the best one in the class was Jonathan Campbell. I was thinking about taking him. I figured he would be good, but probably wouldn't have gotten much playing time for us anyways. I mean, he could have been our third receiver for sure, but still. Milstead was tied for the second best player in the class, though. Also up here was Chad Austin. That would have been a better pick than the guy we got, but it is what it is. What the fuck? DeAndre Hopkins, a receiver? Oh my god, he is nothing like DeAndre Hopkins. 99 speed, only 5'9" out of Florida State. This guy is insane. So now there are two wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins in the NFL, and they're both good. Fun. That's not confusing at all. But that's all there really is to say about this draft, so let's get into the third and final year of the rebuild, and hopefully we can do better than the last 2 years. I'm not confident, but I hope so. But here's a look at the team heading into the third and final year of the rebuild. This is a really good team, low-key. I'm surprised we're only an 86. I don't know how a 92 and an 81 equals an 86. No, I guess that's about right. Yeah, it would be like 86.5 if you average those out, right? I used to be good at math at one point. But here's a look at the defense. I'm surprised it's not a higher overall, like I said. I guess we're just lacking superstar power, but we do have Chris Jones. We have DJ Reed. Those are our two best defensive players, but a lot of rookies, actually. Milstead, Bradley, Mills, McLeod. I don't know if Mills is going to play much. It's probably mostly going to be Sanders, but still. We're going to give Weber some playing time too, so a lot of rookies, like I said. But the team is looking really nice. Should develop throughout the year. I'm low-key kind of scared we're just going to be miserable this last year, but I hope not. So with that, let's just get straight to the end of year number 3, and hopefully we can finish this rebuild strong. But I don't know how much confidence I have, but we'll see. Alright, well, y'all know why we're here. If you for some reason haven't already, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. It really does help out a ton. Again, 1,500 likes I think I set the goal for, and then we'll have a very special 10K video whenever we hit that. Again, massive thank you for 10,000 subscribers. And be sure to subscribe if you want to be an OG while you still can be one. You know, you won't be as OG as you would have been if you subbed before 10K, but I mean, we're going way up. I'm gonna keep grinding this shit, so I'm gonna give it my all to keep growing the channel. So be sure to subscribe if you like rebuilds, because that's literally all I do. Let me know down below what type of rebuild you would want me to do as well, because I get like most of my rebuild ideas from the comments. This is one from the comments. And also let me know by liking the video if you know, enjoy this video, because if it does hit the like goal, I'll do a defense type rebuild like this. I can only take a defense until I fill out the entire defense and starter and backups. But that's enough plugging. We're up to an 88 overall team, which is crazy considering we were doing a challenge. I benched McBath at the midseason point. I'll show you why in a second. Milstead had superstar dev, which is really nice, but Bradley only had star. McLeod only had star. And then on offense, we had Wilcox with hidden, but that's not revealed yet. Same with Duckworth and Mills, but none of theirs are revealed. But in year number 3, we of course made the playoffs, going 9 and 8. The entire division was right around 500. The Raiders, the Broncos, and of course us all went 9 and 8. And then the Chargers went 8 and 9, just barely missing the playoffs. But let's check out some of the season stats. We should have been better than we were, but at this point we'll take what we can get. 4,600 yards for Bryce Young, 32 touchdowns, 14 picks, nowhere near as good as he was last year, but still good. Joe Mixon, almost 1,400 yards, 5.2 per carry, 14 touchdowns. Dallas Goedert with almost 1,250 yards. CS sometimes this offense goes crazy with tight ends. Sometimes it's like they're the last in the receiving yards. Like, I don't know. 8 touchdowns for him. Tyreek with 1,100 yards. Not much outside of that, though. Blocking, Laramie Tunsil wasn't as good this year. Same with Connor Williams. Braden Smith was better than Havenstein, so we'll take that. Aaron McLeod led the team in tackles barely with 105. Sanders with 103. Tackles for loss, 16 for Peter Bradley as a rookie. 14 for Chris Jones. 10 for Aaron McLeod. And sacks, 10 for Peter Bradley, led the team. Very good year from him. But outside of him, next to none. 5.5 for Chris Jones, which is disappointing. Only 4 for Jonathan Grenard. But to be fair, he only had 382 snaps. The big problem was, okay, at least Channing McBath finally got a sack, but he had almost 500 snaps at the midseason point and had a big fat 0 for sacks. I think I could go out there and get schemed into a sack, at least like a half a sack. Like, that's my big problem with this game. If there was one thing I could change, it would be just players not playing up to their overall. Because, I mean, McBath is a 78 overall with superstar depth. He is not bad at all. He should not be getting 0 sacks through almost 500. It was like 483 snaps or something like that. That should not happen, no matter what. And like, Chris Jones was fine, but only 14 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks for a 97 overall player playing up to a 99. That doesn't scream a 99 overall player's stats to me. Maybe that's just me though. I mean, I'm not talking like 100% consistency all the time, but like, I feel like more often than not, it's better to go with lower overall players, which is brain dead as fuck. It straight up is. Bryce Weber led the team with 3 picks, 2 for Drew Sanders, 2 for Leo Chenal, and then 1 for a few players. Did I make it clear that I don't like this game very much? I think oh my god. Do you see what I mean? Teddy Bridgewater in no scenario should be winning MVP. There should not be a possible world where that happens. No disrespect to him. He's a decent, slightly underrated QB even, but there is no way that he should be winning MVP, especially at only a 75 overall. If he like developed into a QB, which he doesn't even have if he developed into a good QB, I should say, which he doesn't have an opportunity to do because development in this game is stupid and players can't develop if they're past like 27 years old. In that world, if he wins MVP, fine. But like a 75 overall winning MVP is stupid, especially on a 9-8 team. What the hell? What's the logic there? That was such a point prover. Like, that was best case scenario for my rant. And that sometimes it seems like a lower overall is better, and that is case in point here. You know who we don't even see up here? The best quarterback in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. You know who else we don't see up here? The best or the second best quarterback in the NFL, Joe Burrow. Like, literally the top 2 are not up here. That's so dumb. Like, I feel bad for ranting so much, but Jesus Christ. Fix the simulation before anything else, I beg. For defense, it's not as bad most of the time. There are definitely exceptions though. Like, it's all pretty much good players up here. No Chiefs, unfortunately though. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to CJ Traynor of the Broncos. Jarvis Hunt at number 6. I low-key don't even know who that is. I think he's like our 3rd running back. And then Peter Bradley obviously wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. He was a monster. Aaron McLeod at number 4. Bryce Weber at 5. Jaden Milstead at number 8. So I don't know how to feel. I feel like we should have been better, but at least we're in the playoffs. It's better than going like 7-10 like we have been. But we have a first of many scenario. We're gonna jump in and watch this game play out, but we're gonna go play it cool, of course. God, I hate this game. 2K, come back. We need you. But let's jump in and let's watch this game simulate against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have 3 overall on them, and we're at home. God, I can't wait to lose. It's gonna be great. Maybe not now that I said that, but we'll see. Me complaining so much is probably annoying, but also at the same time, I don't give a fuck, honestly. God, the shape of his head bothers me. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Terry McLaurin has such a weird shaped head. But anyways, I'll stop bullying people. But here we go in the wild card against the Steelers, our first playoff game here. Let's simulate this out and let's see if we can get a win. We go up early 7-0. Our offense finally scores. Our defense only allows a field goal, but our offense doesn't do anything there. What even happened? Did we throw a pick or something? Oh, there's another pick. But we go up 14-3. Now they get a touchdown and a 2-point to make it 14-11. They get a touchdown to make it 18-14. We get a touchdown to make it 21-18 in the 4th quarter, and that's going to be the final score. That was a very close game. I thought we were going to lose, but we do. Thankfully and surprisingly, finally get a win. So we'll take it. Again, we'll take what we can get. But either way, I would say this has been successful, not in terms of record, but I feel like the team that I've built is pretty good. Probably the best in the NFL, I would guess. If not, it's probably like top 3, or just no team comes even close. No, the 49ers are an 86, but we still have 2 overall on them. Okay, yeah, really not even close, yet we still only went 9-8. Have I mentioned how many times how much I love this game? It's so amazing. It's so great, and I love it. I hope it never changes. Give us those sweet, juicy staff points. I need them. Inject them straight into my bloodstream behind the dumpster at Wendy's. But let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. This game is making me lose my mind. Straight up. It's going to be the 11-6, 82 overall Tennessee Titans. We're definitely going to lose. We are absolutely fucked. Let's jump in against Tennessee in their deadly 82 overall. They got A.J. Brown back. That's interesting. They have some guy named Jerome Saunders, some rookie with X Factor, so that's cool. Either way, I would call this I would call this a success because of the team we've built. It's literally the best in the NFL by 2 overall, and we were doing a challenge, and I did it fairly realistically for the most part. But here we go in the divisional against Tennessee. Will we win? Probably not. Do we deserve to? By a country mile, yes, but we probably won't. But we go up early 7-0, not much scoring. We go up 10-0 now. The Titans get a touchdown to bring it within a field goal, and now they get a touchdown to take the lead. We take the lead right back. We're up 17-14. Now 24-14, 31-14. They get a field goal to bring it within a couple scores, but we get another touchdown, and that's going to be the game. So I guess what I said should happen did happen. We kind of smack them a little bit by 2 scores. They did have a better record, but they absolutely did not deserve it. They had Davis Mills as their QB. Yeah, that was a great roster that definitely deserved to be in the divisional. But hey, we get the win, so there's not much for me to complain about. But in the conference championship, we're going to be taking on the 10-7 Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, we have the better team. We're at home. But at this point, I'm not going to complain. I mean, it's the conference championship. We've made it pretty far. You know, the best roster in the NFL doesn't always make the Super Bowl. But I feel like in Madden, there isn't much else for them to go off of. Like, thinking a coach is good is kind of, like, subjective. Well, not really, but, like, head coach rankings vary a lot, so you can really only go off of roster talent for Madden. But I guess there is randomness in real life, too, but there's just too much randomness in Madden, which is my main complaint. Anyways, I'm done complaining. I promise. At least I'll try not to. We have a playoff blizzard, though. Oh, yeah, we're in Kansas City. I was like, wait, are we going to Jacksonville and there's going to be a blizzard? Why does he spin around? I hate that glitch so much. There's so many little glitches in this game. I said I wasn't going to complain anymore, but, like, come on. The Jags do have a pretty good top 3. I mean, Josh Allen, Chris Lindstrom, Chris Godwin. But I would say Tyreek Hill, Chris Jones, CeeDee Lamb is probably better. Just pound for pound, ignoring positional value. But either way, let's jump in against the Jags and let's see if we can move on to the Super Bowl. Going from 9-8 to the Super Bowl would be kind of crazy. But now that I said that, I definitely jinxed it and we're going to get smoked. So I can't wait. Arrowhead looks so cool covered in snow. I don't know why. It's probably like the coolest looking stadium with snow. Either that or like a Lambeau or something. But either way, let's simulate this game out and let's see if we can get a win. We go up early 7-0. The Jags tie it at 7. They shouldn't really be doing well in the snow, but they are. They're tied with us in the second quarter. We get a touchdown, but they tie it up real quick. Our defense is kind of letting us down here. We go up 28-21, but they tie it at 28. They were about to score there, but they didn't. We go up 35-28, but they tie it, and we win the game with like a last-second field goal. I didn't know what happened there for a second, but we do get the win. I thought it was going to go to overtime, but I saw it end, and yeah, we did kick a field goal. Do they have Zeke? I just saw Zeke. That's interesting. But we get a win, and we go from 9-8 to on to the Super Bowl. That's kind of crazy, but we'll take it. Oh yeah, and also, I think I'll say this now before the very end of the video. I'm going to have a really fun video up on my second channel in the next couple days or so. Link to that in the description. Drop a sub there and turn on notifications because I don't have a schedule on there. The best way to catch the videos there is just to be notified whenever I upload. So yeah, link to my second channel in the description. Gonna have a very fun video up there pretty soon. But we have a recap for the playoff blizzard. Does this give us like morale or something lame? No, it's XP. Okay, cool. And sweet juicy staff points. Thank you very much. But let's see who we're gonna be taking on in the Super Bowl. The 14-3 Detroit Lions. Okay. We only had the 12th. Wait, we only had the 12th scoring offense, but our defense was number 2 in the NFL. That is so backwards. afterwards, and that, again, proves my point. Overall does not matter in this game. I said I would stop complaining, but that is so brain dead, I can't not bring that up. That is so dumb, especially considering this is an offensive team. These are offensive playbooks, offensive team in real life, not known for their defense, like I said. God, this game is so amazing, and the creators of it definitely know what they're doing, and definitely aren't just in it to make as much money as possible. EA definitely is not known for that. But we have a Super Bowl media day. We will go, I mean, this is everything. This is the last game of the rebuild. Oh, dude, you are spoiling me with these sweet, succulent, juicy staff points. These veiny staff points. I'm sorry. We have a hot opponent scenario. Shout out Bobby Shmurda. I want to go insult opponents so bad, but I'm not going to. We'll go be confident. Lions fans are probably the fan base I've beefed with the most ever on YouTube. Either that or Texans fans. So I was half tempted to go insult opponent, but I'm not going to. It's always the shitty teams' fan bases that talk the most shit. Maybe it's from being like bad for so long and they're just angsty. I mean, case in point, the Jets. But New Yorkers aren't really known for being nice people. I'm sorry if you're a fan of one of those teams. Like, you're probably a good person. I'm just talking in general. But anyways, let's get into this game against the Lions. Nick Chubb, Khalil Mack, Jair Alexander. That would be a terrifying top three if it was like 2019 or something. Let's see if we can beat them. Or, well, did Jair break out before or after 2019? I can't remember. I just know Khalil Mack hasn't really been as good in a few years. But either way, here we go in the Super Bowl in Arlington, I guess. That's where the Cowboys Stadium is. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99.9% sure. Isn't this the first game of the NFL season? Chiefs-Lions? Dude, that's going to be a banger game. I think the Lions are a little overrated going into the year, but I definitely think they're good. I've just seen people predicting them to go like 14-3, and I kind of think they're smoking crack, but I think they'll be good. Don't get me wrong. I've also seen people projecting the Jags to go like 13-4, 14-3. Those are like the two most overrated teams in the NFL in my opinion, but maybe they'll surprise me at least. I don't know. Anyways, I'm rambling a lot now. Let's simulate this game out against the Lions, and I hope to God we can win. We go up early 3-0. Our offense is really stagnant right now. We only get another field goal. Eventually, the Lions are going to have to score. Our defense is doing God's work. They finally do score. They go up 7-6, but we do get a touchdown, but miss the extra point. They get a field goal. I don't think we're going to win this. Our offense is just not doing enough. Literally, God, I hate this game. The offensive-only fantasy draft team in the Super Bowl can only put up 12 points. Oh my God. We lose to some dude named Gregory Windham. Fucking, I want to say some things right now that would get this video no ads, but I'm not going to. I want to say some things, but I won't. So that's going to be the end for today's rebuild. Again, if you did enjoy, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. This was a fun idea. Obviously, we built a really good team, and that's really all I can do. We were close to winning a Super Bowl. Realistically, we should have won a Super Bowl. We have the best team in the NFL, and yet our offense put up 12 points with a fucking 93 overall offense. But anyways, again, 1,500 likes for a special video. Thank you all for 10K. Let's see if we can get to 11K from this video. Subscribe if you want to be an OG while you still can be one. But that's it for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.